On the telecommunications side, we need effective regulatory capability, not to stifle or injure the free market, but to protect it. And so this is a very important issue in the wake of the Circuit Court decision. I believe that Chairman Janikowski has the capability and the authority to move forward in the Federal Communications Commission to do the right thing. And I encourage him to do that. And I know as well going forward that legislation, perhaps not this year, but legislation in future Congresses will reaffirm the opportunity for the FCC to protect and nurture a free and open architecture of the Internet. I believe it's critically important. Mr. President, I yield the floor.
Before the Senator yields, I might say, I might ask, or to, in a form of a question, Mr. President, that first of all, I deeply appreciate your statement, Senator, and you're on the right track. I mean, I think the Internet should be free and open, too. I was stunned when I saw that Circuit Court decision. I'm just asking if you could tell us how you think the FCC can remedy the situation now without legislation. If the FCC can't, we need legislation, but I'm just asking in your view again. You've already stated it once, but maybe you could expand further.
But, well, first of all, I appreciate the Senator from Montana, but let me state the reason for the urgency of this. I described it again today, but it's been said in other venues, but Mr. Whitaker most famously said it from AT&T. He said, you know, these are my pipes. I want Google to pay for the use of my pipes. I mean, that was sort of a famous statement by Mr. Whitaker. Well, yes, those pipes belong to the providers, but there's a requirement that there be a non-discrimination approach to the use of those pipes, and we don't want providers to set up toll booths or gates to say, okay, you're a big site out there, we're going to charge you to use this. Well, maybe that person can't pay the charge, but the billions of people who would access that site now will not have access because there's a gatekeeper that said, we're only going to allow these folks to be on our site. So that's the point of it, and there is, it seems to me, a potential problem that we have to, that couldn't have existed previously when the non-discrimination rules existed, but now that the non-discrimination rules were obliterated, we need to restore them. The Senator from Montana asked the question, how can the Federal Communications Commission do this? I believe there are general powers under the Federal Communications Act, and I believe that the Commission itself has general powers that will allow it to act in a manner that the court would view to be in compliance with the law. I mean, the FCC is not interested in doing something that doesn't have the legal authority to do, and I believe they have the capability. They certainly have the capability to determine that the Internet is regulated under Title II, in which they would have the capability to reinforce or to enforce, rather, a non-discrimination rule. So, again, this is not going to be one of those headline issues, but nonetheless, it's a very, very important issue and one that we need to get right. The last time we had a discussion about this in the Commerce Committee, it was a very, very contentious discussion, and Senator Snowe and I offered an amendment. It lost on an 11-11 tie. This is not an easy issue. There's a lot of people who feel strongly on both sides, but I come down on the side of saying the way the Internet was conceived and the way it grew and the way it flourished, rather, was with non-discrimination rules to say anybody, it's the ultimate democracy, anybody, anywhere can set up a site and anyone else in the world can access that site. Boy, that's the genius of this great innovation in our lives.